Yo, what's up? iCkEdMeL, late night. We got a bit to talk about. Hopefully, you guys can hear me clearly. Hopefully, the audio is working all right. I wanted to talk about this kind of crazy story. I'm hearing a lot of conflicting reports, and a 4-year-old child died, passed away, and there's a lot of criticism because they died of the flu. And it's being reported that the mother did not give the flu shot, but then there was this other report that I saw now that they're saying that one news reporter said that or media outlet said that it was. From everything that I can see, it doesn't seem that she did. And they were in this anti-vaxxing Facebook group, which we're going to look at some videos, some news reports. I'm going to show you the messages from within that group so we can take a look at it. And I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts too about what do you think about like the flu vaccine? Like the flu vaccine, I'm not into it myself. I don't get it for my child, but I've gotten the other vaccines for my child. I've spaced them out. And if my child had a crazy fever that I couldn't control, I'd probably give them Tamiflu, but Tamiflu is very controversial at the same time. And this is something I just wanted to show you guys before we start the video about the flu shot, the effectiveness rate. What's up, Annalise? How you doing? Throughout the years, this is from 2018. 40% effective, 40%, 48, 19%, 52, 49, 47, all the way down to 10% effective. Okay. So for some people, it might be worth it. I personally am not into the flu shot myself. But let me show you the text. Okay. The Facebook group post. Let's see. Okay, here's the first one. Let me get a close up for you guys. So this was January 31st. Miss Sincere says she doesn't vaccine at all. Dang. What's up? What's up? I'm in desperate need of help with what to do for my poor kiddos, my 5-year-old and my 10-month-old baby, premature babies. They have been tested positive for the flu. I'm terrified. My 4-year-old had a febrile seizure at only a temperature of 102. My doctor prescribed Tamiflu. I did not pick it up. I'm scared and freaking out. My 5-year-old since yesterday has had fevers anywhere from 102 to 104, alternating with Tylenol and Motrin. Now, I did a post on that recently on how to alternate. Also, with alternating Tylenol and Motrin, you want to make sure that you do it by weight-based for your child. It's really important for young kids that you give them a dose based on their weight, not what's on the back of the box, because it's not going to be sufficient. So she said here he does not want to drink. He doesn't want to drink much. Laying here keeps saying his head hurts. His eyes are red currently. No clothes on with cool washcloths, and fever continues to grow. So if you have a fever, if your child has a fever, you don't want to put a bunch of clothes on them. You want to keep them cool, but you don't want to make them freeze either. But my 10-month-old is still eating, so not so worried about him. He seems less symptoms, just the fevers of 101, 102, but still active, eating, of course, breast milk. What can I give them to help fever or symptoms subside? Near them have the flu shot. We just started the live stream. Then she says here, this is the mother, should I use elderberry and vitamin D now, or just focus on pushing fluids through popsicles? Also, how long can he go with having high fevers, but before I should feel concerned? I guess I'm worried because my other son had cerebral seizure and now I'm super stressed out. We had to do CPR. Jesus Christ. When that happened, I'm going to head to the store now. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, okay. And I want to hear you guys. If you guys taking Tamiflu, I want to know what your thoughts about Tamiflu are. Rena says Tamiflu work. I've taken Tamiflu before. I got the flu shot. I was very weak. Thanks. Some people say it doesn't work. Some people say it has really bad side effects. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if you're having child's having seizures, you're having to perform CPR. Gummies, okay, gummies, elderberry, vitamin D. That is not going to do nothing. Are you kidding me? My grandson was diagnosed with the flu. We were all so worried. It's been a bad cold. We're pleased with him improving. Let's see. I think I have another post to show you. Thank you. Now that we're just hoping the 15-month-old sister doesn't catch it. Yes, I'm scared. My doc told me to give my other children Tamiflu. Okay, hold on. Yes, it's my scary. The doc told me to give my other two children and myself Tamiflu so we won't get it. And this person recommending to this woman, okay, a child that's seizure or stroking or whatever, a child that's dying with a high fever, you're better off taking vitamin D and C, elderberry, and zinc. Right? Isn't that insane? Patricia said Tamiflu works. We don't get the flu vaccine, and my two boys got influenza B. Thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that, Patricia. That's another thing too. Tasha said, take your kids to the ER immediately. Some people kind of play with it, I guess. Update. My 10-month-old had a seizure and now is running fevers of 105. Okay? 105. 105. You want to see my face? 105. For a child? 105. That's insane. We tried elderberry, peppermint oil, vitamin C. Yo, if I was the father of this child, this would not be happening. All this playing around with this stuff. Vitamin C and lavender. Fever is still not breaking. Any other tips? I'm terrified of another seizure. I'm not really trying to like harp so much on the mother, but this is really more for an educational thing. That like you just need to take your kids to the ER, man. Stop playing around with this BS over the counter shit. Vitamin C, peppermint oil, some oil rubs and stuff like that. Take your goddamn kid to the hospital. Please no hard comments. I'm a mom. I'm freaking out. I'm all alone in this with a family who believes in no naturals. So for the people that are joining, they were in like an anti-vaccine group, anti-medicine group. And by the way, the guy that runs that program, and I'm going to play the videos for you soon, he doesn't even have a child. The guy that runs the Facebook group doesn't have a child. They're making me feel bad for not putting him on Tamiflu. So whoever's saying that she didn't give Tamiflu, that's what it seems like. All these messages were from the group. It doesn't seem like she gave Tamiflu. This is where you step in if you have a father in the house. This is where you step in and say, what the hell are you doing? Somebody commented, this is the advice, right? 105 fever. Any parents out there know this is ridiculous. Nurse your baby skin to skin, right? Let's make the baby hotter. You want to give skin to skin contact. Lots of sleep, boil thyme on the stove. Everybody in bed, drink water, vitamin C until diarrhea. So just give your child a bunch of vitamin C until they start diarrhea, right? That's a good idea, right? A child has really high fevers, that's already low on fluid, that's already not drinking fluids. Well, let's give him vitamin C and have him diarrhea so he has more dehydration. That's a good idea, right? Now, let's play the first video clip for you guys, and we'll start getting further into this.
Doctors, medical advice. A 4-year-old boy, a baby, whose mother sought advice from an anti-vaccine Facebook page on how to treat flu symptoms. That boy has died. The mother reached out to members of an anti-vaxxer Facebook group saying that her son was prescribed Tamiflu, the most common antiviral medication, but didn't fill the prescription. She complained that natural remedies were not working and she asked for advice. The advice that came in the comments section included breast milk, thyme, and elderberry, none of which are medically recommended treatments for the flu. I want to bring in the reporter behind this very important story, NBC's Brandy Zadrodny. Help us understand this. Even for people who believe in homeopathic remedies, integrative medicine, that's not what this Facebook is. 139,000 people on it, run by a grifter who's making money. This isn't a doctor.
No, this is a 139,000 member Facebook group that isn't just promoting alternative cures, but is an extreme group that distrusts all doctors' medical advice. The whole thing is just filled with conspiracy theories, from coronavirus to the flu to vaccinations. It's not even clearly just anti-vaccination anymore. So this Stop Mandatory Vaccination group, it's led by this guy, Larry Cook, and he is a grifter. He's got no children. He's got no medical expertise. He is a self-described social media expert.
Isn't that crazy when somebody that doesn't even have kids running that kind of show on there? I thought I had the group. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys. Copy link. See if I can pull it up for you guys, the group. Because here's the controversy too that I want to ask you guys. Should they take this kind of group down on Facebook? Should this group be shut down, or should they be allowed to enact their freedom of speech?
And that is what he's done. He's used Facebook to build up this massive group. He's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what he does is he creates this community of extreme fear and distrust in which people come to for advice when they don't trust medical experts. They don't trust big pharma. So they come to this group and ask for advice. And this is what the majority of the women here do now. They trade and offer advice into how to avoid vaccines, flu shots, flu treatments, medical treatments of all kinds.
And he's doing this in the house of Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg's a parent, so Sheryl Sandberg. They're billionaires. Why did they allow this in their house, their platform? Did they take any accountability?
So Facebook reached out to us, and they did say after the story went to air or went to print that they were sorry about the boy's death. We have a statement from them. They're sorry about the boy's death, and that they want to stop misinformation that spreads on the platform.
Did they shut down this group?
No. So they've known about this group for years. This is, for anybody who watches misinformation spaces, this is disinformation space number one when it comes to health. They know about it. They've made little efforts to stop it, to downrank it, to not promote it as much as they did before, because groups were the way that they pivoted. But these are baby steps, incremental. They respond to people like journalists like me, public health advocates who complain about single posts when a baby is hurt, or in this instance, a baby has died. And they say, they respond to each one. It's whack-a-mole, and it's ineffective.
Could this mother be in legal trouble?
I don't know. There's some talk about it.
So as far as the group, some people say shut it down. Tasha says don't shut it down. I think that they shouldn't shut it down. I think, they put a warning here and stuff like that. Because I just think that once you start controlling what people can say, even though what they're spreading, some of the stuff is wrong, it's bad, I think it just starts to cross lines that you can't go back anymore once you start to do that. And the father actually responded, because they were getting a lot of criticism for being in the anti-vaccine group, Facebook group, and this is where the mother was getting her advice from. And by the way, they have a GoFundMe, which she has her own story here. And they've raised money, 11,000, passing the 10,000 goal. That's the boy that passed away. But let me give you the reaction of the father. And let me actually check the chats here for a second. Annalise, I personally feel that the people whom are part of his group need to be charged with murder. I think they should take the names of those people. But it's kind of hard to say, would the Tamiflu have saved this child or not? It probably would have, because Tamiflu is supposed to reduce the side effects of flu, but then it has its own side effects. I mean, all medications have side effects. My daughter had the flu type A this past week, took her to the doctor, gave her the medication, and she's better already. They should beat that mother with a bat. Holy crap. That's pretty tough. Let me play the father's reaction here. The father, here we go. I got it right here.
Najee Jr., he turned 4 on January 11th. Just this week, influenza ended his short life.
Miss everything about him.
Dad Najee Jackson Sr., the mom Geneva Montoya, and their 4 children battling flu symptoms. Their 10-month-old seemed to be the worst, with high fevers requiring hospitalization. Najee Jr.'s eventual flu diagnosis, they say, came as a total surprise.
Went back to Pueblo and Najee's the one who succumbed to the flu.
On Sunday, they returned home to Pueblo after their 10-month-old was treated at Children's Hospital in Colorado Springs. That evening is when Najee Jr. passed out at home.
His heart stopped. He wasn't breathing. They got his heart going back at the hospital in Pueblo.
But he was brain dead and was taken off life support. Since news of the death, Facebook posts from Mom Geneva have gone viral, where she posted on January 31st, "My 4-year-old had a febrile seizure. At only temp of 102, the doc prescribed Tamiflu I did not pick up." The family is also facing criticism for being associated with an anti-vax group online, not recalling if their sons have been vaccinated for the flu, and for soliciting unproven at-home treatments involving cucumbers and potatoes.
I don't look at none of it.
The grieving
Cucumbers and potatoes. I want to stop there for 1 second and reference this article. Isn't that kind of crazy that somebody could recommend that to a dying child, like with a high fever? Hold on here. Okay. So let's see if I can get another group member suggested a mother put sliced potatoes and cucumbers on the child's head. Bro, can anybody here take that shit seriously? If your kid's having a seizure, all your kids are sick, who the hell in their right mind is going to take some sliced potatoes and cucumbers? This is insanity. Where's the common sense? Where's the maternal instincts, paternal instincts? And somebody asks, where was the father? That's a good question. I don't know. Because I would have shut this shit down. That wouldn't be happening with me. Not saying that a child's death can't happen to anybody, but I'm not going to sit back and let mommy play games with this whole cucumbers, potatoes, elderberry, and all this other bullshit. This is the second death from the flu in the Colorado area. Let me get back to the video. I used the potato headache. It does work. What? A potato head? I used the potato headache. I don't get that.
Parents say what they've been through is hard enough, and they don't have time for online judgment.
The negative comments keep to yourselves.
As for the 10-month-old, Najee Sr. says his condition is improving.
He's good. His flu or his temperature is manageable now.
A GoFundMe page for the family has been set up by Geneva. Regardless of its effectiveness, the CDC recommends everyone 6 months and older get vaccinated every flu season. It could prevent the flu. And if it doesn't, those who are vaccinated are more likely to suffer less severe symptoms. In Pueblo, I'm Michael Konopasek, Fox 31.
It is a new twist on
Najee Jr. He turned 4 on January 11th.
Crazy. So the fundraiser here, it pretty much says the mother describes that the kids were sick. She had to take the youngest to the ER. Temperature 104. The doctors at the time refused. She, according to her, refused to keep her 10-month-old and sent us home. That's a little crazy to me that a hospital would send a 10-month-old with a 104 temperature home. That's a little wild. That's kind of hard to believe, but maybe it happened. This brought me to distress. 3 out of my 4 boys are sick. I wasn't aware at the time. And now that they all have the flu, after being at the ER most of the day, I returned home, prepared dinner for my 4 kids. Once dinner was finished, I bathed the kids and sent the 5-year-old and 4-year-old into their room to put on pajamas. 5 minutes later, the 5-year-old came out and said, "Junior's asleep." So this was weird to me, being though he just had gotten out of the bath. I went to check on Junior and found him lying on the floor, pale. Immediately called 911, CPR, and the EMTs arrived. Took over, and according to the reports, I passed out. So she passed out. I was in shock because Najee, hopefully I'm saying it right, seemed normal and not as bad of a condition as his brothers. Ultimately, my son was airlifted to the children's hospital. That's pretty bad. If a kid's getting airlifted, you know that's bad. To the children's hospital in Colorado. I was told my son suffered an anoxic, if I'm saying it right, brain injury related to the seizure that may have occurred from fever, from losing his airway. Before all this trauma, 2 of my sons tested positive for the flu. One ended up having febrile seizures, went by ambulance and was told it's normal. Though my other sons tested positive for the flu, and although Junior was barely sick on Saturday, he was never tested. While in the PICU, which is Peds Intensive Care Unit or something like that, Junior was swabbed, and I was told he tested positive for both influenzas. which is what my other 2 boys tested positive for, and also the paraflu, whatever that is. We've had great doctors and nurses, and we had that giving us hope and encouragement. Yada yada yada. My baby boy's on life support, and this was before he actually passed away, and they did an update that he passed away. So that's where all that criticism is coming from. I want to show you guys this video too, if I could find it. I had it earlier today about this other family, and then we'll move on to the whole Tamiflu situation. We're going to talk about it. But there was a video that I had. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Check this out. This is an old story that I covered. Before we start this, let me check out the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying. We'll get to the next area. My son was going through brain cancer and chemo, and I had people telling me to put slices of onions on the bottom of my son's feet. Wow. And I was bad for letting my son go through chemo. That's crazy. I know people, didn't the guy from Apple, what was the guy's name? The guy that passed away from cancer? He believed that he can do all these natural remedies and stuff. I forgot the guy's name. That they used to be the CEO of Apple. And he went to do all these natural remedies when he could have gotten surgery. And by the time he wanted to try to do it, it was too late and passed away. That's what I heard. I don't care it's your opinion, but I have a child. I wouldn't be able to function without my child. And I have a special needs son. My son's health is important. And I would feel that the group should be run by Black racist. What's up? The man got out for his life. Mom should be locked up in the basement for the rest of her life. All right. Hold on. I just missed a comment that I want. Okay. A professional doctor, or pharmacist, not a dude who doesn't have a damn clue. Oh, I guess you guys are disagreeing in the comments. The parenting stuff, it's very controversial, man. I mean, online, you go online, there's a bunch of parents that have a lot of, it's been a heated debate for a very long time. These 2 parents let their kid die. These 2 parents, because they were the same thing, they were like anti-vaxxers and stuff like that. I'm not like into vaccines, but I believe that we should be able to question everything. I don't like when people start telling you can't question shit. You know, I was questioning my doctor on everything. Yo, Sonny, what's up? It's my friend from back in the day when I first came to Florida. What's up, man? Welcome, bro. What do you feel about vaccines, bro? And the flu vaccine and Tamiflu and all that. That's the homeboy. That's the homie.
That you murdered one Mary Welch. That is a charge called homicide felony murder. It is life without parole. It requires a DNA sample to be taken upon arrest, which is often like a cotton swab or in the second offense that you're both charged with is called child abuse in the first degree, where they're alleging you knowingly or intentionally caused serious physical harm to a child.
Look at this dude's face, right? Like these people are just out of their minds. I don't remember too much of the story. Hopefully I explained it in this video. I think I do.
They're talking about this Mary Welch. It is a felony, possible penalty of up to life imprisonment or any term of years less than life.
So apparently these parents let their baby die of malnutrition and refused to vaccinate the baby for religious reasons and fear of child protective services. In the police report, they said that they had known that the baby was underweight and malnutrition for over a month. The baby was in the crib. Parents knew about it. They refused to take the baby to the doctor. You know, I've spoken about vaccines and I've always been kind of paranoid about them. Would I not get vaccines for my daughter? Hell no. Of course I'd get them for her. What I do, and when I've spoken to the doctor, we've actually split them up a little bit. Instead of giving so many all at once, we kind of split up some of the vaccines. You know, if you talk to the doctor, they can do that for you. But it's not even that. I mean, forget the vaccines. It's the fact that this child was malnutritioned and you left that baby in the crib. And you see the father's expression? Oh. Really? Like you had no idea. Like I was gonna go off on this video. I was gonna blow up. I was gonna go crazy. I had to stop the video. I had to breathe. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But this guy was surprised. A 10-month-old girl died malnutrition and dehydration after her Christian parents allegedly refused to seek medical help for religious reasons, fear of child services, or lack of trust in medical services. I don't think it was really religious. That's what they're saying here, but he has videos on Facebook talking about how doctors and vaccines and all this other stuff, they just like want your money and it's not good for you. So the guy's name is Seth Welch and Tatiana Farasi, both 27, have been charged with a felony, murder, and first-degree child abuse in the death of their daughter, Mary. So fucking sad to have some dumb-ass people, some dumb-ass parents that do that kind of shit. I mean, the child was found with sunken eyes and cheeks and lack of pulse, and she was pronounced dead at the scene. So she was dead already, okay, on scene. How long was she dead? I don't know. Did the parents just notice? Was there for a while? An autopsy ruled cause of death was malnutrition and dehydration due to neglect by an adult caregivers. That's so sick. How could you do that as a parent? How could you neglect, ignore a baby? You know how often newborns and small babies need to eat? How could you neglect a child and let a baby die a slow, horrible death as malnutrition, of hunger? Sick. Like, where's your maternal instincts? What kind of mother are you? What kind of father are you? That's disgusting, yo. It pisses me off. The couple admitted their daughter had been skinny and underweight for at least a month, an affidavit alleged. They did not seek medical help for religious reasons, fear of having child protective services called, and lack of trust in medical services. Are you stupid, yo? Like, what kind of... Oh my God. I just can't believe there's these kind of people in this world. Child Protective Services have filed a neglect case against the parents involving the two eldest children. So they have two older kids. Welch has posted about Child Protective Services, a distrust of doctors, and religious beliefs on Facebook. He called doctors priesthoods of medical cult and spoke in a video post about refusing to get his children vaccinated. My thing with the whole vaccination thing, I don't think that has anything to do with this child passing away. But I think they're trying to add the whole vaccination spin because, you know, they want to push vaccinations on kids. This all has to do with malnutrition. It says here, the righteous shall live by faith. It's God who is sovereign over disease and those sorts of things. And of course, ultimately deaths, he said. But you're responsible for death, your own child's death. And that's pretty much the end of the article. So you guys comment down below. You let me know your thoughts. This is sad, disturbing, disgusting. Not everybody's meant to be a parent. The mother in that video, she looked pretty distraught. The father, he's just stupid. And not only is that baby's life gone, but those two other children, their life is messed up now. You know what happens to children when they get into these little child protective services where they... I'll stop it there. Crazy. Now, I wanted to, the next thing I wanted to kind of get on to is I still have some more videos. I have like 2 more videos. Black Racist, what's up, man? Appreciate you, dude. I wanted to talk about the Tamiflu. I mean, I've heard so many different things, whether this is effective or not. You know, does it work? It's a small chance. There's people that have commented in here, said that it's worked for them. Other people that have said it has horrible side effects. And this person commented here that she had some kids that have the flu and they were both prescribed Tamiflu. I have a 3-month-old also. Nervous to give it to them after reading the side effects. Psychosis, but rare. I mean, if you start reading all the side effects of everything that you take, dude, everything has some crazy sort of side effect. Potential doesn't mean you're going to get it, you know? Almost seems worse than waiting it out. My 10-year-old probably also had the flu, but it's been 4 days and she's getting better without it. We have a 3-month-old, and if there's any chance it could get 9-year-old better by Saturday, might be worth it. So here's somebody that said they had a bad experience. For me and both of my boys, terrible nausea and vomiting, really bad. But I just read an article where a woman who turned down Tamiflu died because of the side effects. Okay. Wait, because of the side effects. Oh, I never heard of that before. Wow. Turned down Tam. Okay. Let's read that again. I just read an article about a woman who turned down Tamiflu because of the side effects. Okay, and ended up dying. And that's what I say. Like, if you're diagnosed and they do the test and you have the flu, I think you should take the damn Tamiflu, dude. If you're really bad, I don't think you should give it a chance, or even for your child. I would not hold back on that kind of stuff, man. You're right, and I'm working on getting them down. Apparently, they say the taste is really bad. Has anybody in the comments tried Tamiflu? Because I saw a few people before. Does it actually taste bad? I used to mix it all the time in the pharmacy, like the liquid stuff. Um, let's see. I took it a few years ago when the swine flu hit in the UK. It made a difference between being able to stay at home and needing to go to the hospital. My fever was the cusp of sick enough for an ambulance for 3 days before it finally went down. Here's another experience. All four of us got prescribed because two of us had the flu diagnosed. So I don't know if you guys know, for the flu, they do like this nasal test. The last time my daughter was in the ER was like I think a month ago or a month and a half. She was having fever. They put this nasal thing to just like stick it up, and they run the test to see if you got it. Doctor said it would be safe. We had no side effects, and they were good. Blah, 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 blah. I took Tamiflu 2 weeks ago preventatively. I'm pregnant. The first night my stomach was very upset, but I ate richer. From then on, things were better. Just making sure. Blah blah blah. So let me play the clips for you guys, and I also want to show you guys what Twitter is saying. And let me take a second to see what you guys are saying here. When you vaccinate your kids, you got to use common sense. Influenza will stop vomiting, and will stop the vomiting in 2 days. Fever breaks in 3. Influenza B 3 days with a fever, lingering cough. That's what I say. I say it's, if you're gonna be vomiting, whatever, man, is better than dying. It's not something that I will play with. Wasn't there a case where a child had a psychotic issue after taking it? I'll have to check that out, Carlisa. I'm gonna look that up. While I'm playing the clip, I'm gonna check that out. Never had the flu, and I hate shots. I took the flu shot 2 times, and I got the most sick I've ever been those 2 years. It was a waste of time for me. Flu shots are also something that the hospitals push, because hospitals, the reason they push these flu shots so much is not because they really truly care about you. They just want to be so kind to humanity. So now they offer it in every corner store, every drugstore that you go to. It's not because these people actually truly care about you and your health. And it's, let's just to protect the people, right? Because there's people starving, dying, suffering every day on the streets. Why don't they do something for them, right? No, it's about the insurance cutbacks, right? When you're in a hospital and you have insurance, the more you push these drugs to the people, the more cutbacks the hospital gets. And I'm sure it's like that for other companies too. There's incentives for them. It's not just because these people really care about you, you know? So I was done with the flu shot, not interested. I showed you guys the efficacy rates. I've known people that have told me they took it and they got the sickest they ever been. They thought they were going to die. The only time I ever really had the flu was like once, like a really, really long time ago. Like it was bad, man. I was sick for like a week. I thought I was going to die. Like it was really, really bad. And I wanted to play these clips for you regarding Tamiflu. Oh, before we do the clips, okay, so what is Tamiflu? Tamiflu is an antiviral drug used to treat the flu in people older than 2 weeks. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. The title of that, right? Older than 2 weeks. Oh, I gotta look that up. Oops, my bad. Not there though. Older than 2 weeks. What kind of medication? Tamiflu. Age range. What's the age range on this Tamiflu? Wow. Tamiflu. Let me show you guys this. This is a little strange to me, if you ask me. Tamiflu is indicated for treatment of acute uncomplicated illness due to influenza A or B in patients 2 weeks of age. That's incredible. A 2-week-old, you can give Tamiflu? Damn. That is crazy. So it was created in 1999. The Tamiflu is an oral medication typically prescribed by doctors in adults and children's to combat the length and the effects of the virus, like high fevers, coughs, and chills, just like the one person in the comments said. Tamiflu works by stopping the growth of the virus rather than eradicating it, which makes it crucial to take it in the virus's early days. So the earlier you take it, the better. It's also been effective in stopping the spread of the flu and recommended for people who have been exposed and may not have symptoms. So the flu is very contagious. If somebody in your house is sick, one of your kids are sick, it's likely that everybody else could get sick. C Siren, what's up? Thank you for joining. Check out her channel too. She has a good channel on health stuff. I believe Tamiflu has serious psychotic side effects. All right, so when I play the clip, I'm going to search that up so we can look that up. Yeah, I think that was it for that. So it's like an antiviral. It shortens the side effects of it, and there's been a lot of controversy whether it's actually effective or not. So let me play this one video first. Okay, here we go.
Prescription Tamiflu attacks the flu virus at its source.
Well, there's certainly a disconnect between the data and the commercials. I mean, when you have the commercials, you got these flying butterflies and everyone's all happy. And look at me, I'm dancing in a field now because I'm flu free. And so there is a bit of a disconnect between, the strength of the commercial and the strength of the data. The strength of the data, for the most part, most individuals who have influenza do not need influenza medications. If we give the influenza medication within the first 2 days of your symptoms, then usually you get better quicker. But by quicker, I mean by a day or so, not terribly much. Most people will still be sick for 3 to 5 days with the influenza. The problem is that most people don't show up in the first 2 days of symptoms. These drugs probably will not have a very big impact on most people who have flu. And I think that's what they're trying to emphasize. We have a tendency still to give the medication as compassionate physicians, although a lot of times we just tell you to, if you're not at risk for severe disease, we try, the old chicken soup strategy works just as well.
Like it's a little cold.
Let me show you another video, and we're actually going to look into some of the side effects that are found online. Let me play this other one for you that I had ready to go. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go.
With the flu still at widespread levels across the country, fears about side effects of the drug Tamiflu have also been widespread on social media.
We have seen several posts from people on Facebook asking if they should be worried about taking Tamiflu, and some want to know if the drug even works at all.
WBIR 10 News reporter Jim Matheny spoke to experts to verify the facts about Tamiflu. Jim?
Hey, Robin and John. Well, first of all, you have to get a prescription for Tamiflu. You can't just go buy it over the counter. And pharmacists say the drug does work.
A Naples family rushed their 5-year-old daughter to the hospital after a life-threatening reaction to Tamiflu, a drug being prescribed so...
I just screwed that up. Well, let's stick to this then. My bad. Oh my God. So this is on the whole thing of side effects. I wanted to look up some more. Oh, there's another one too. So I'm going to check this out. We're going to look into the dark side. What is the dark side of Tamiflu? Mom hallucinations, more warnings, Tamiflu concerns for a young child. What is the dark side that nobody talks about on this stuff? Let's play this.
A Naples family rushed their 5-year-old daughter to the hospital after a life-threatening reaction to Tamiflu, a drug being prescribed so often these days because of the massive flu outbreak. NBC2's Brandon White spoke to the family about their terrifying experience.
Eleanor started hallucinating just hours after taking prescribed Tamiflu. Her mother says it was the worst experience of her life.
To see her have no light behind her eyes, no recollection, no nothing, was just, I mean, I've never been panicked like that in my life.
More about a rare side effect in children who...
Damn. I got another one ready to go. I guess this is what people are afraid about.
More about a rare side effect in children who take...
A Naples family rushed their 5-year-old daughter to the hospital after a life-threatening reaction to Tamiflu, a drug being prescribed so often these days because of the massive flu outbreak. NBC2's Brandon White spoke to the family about their terrifying experience.
More about a rare side effect in children who take Tamiflu, one that, as CBS 11 first reported, can lead to hallucinations, delusions, and even suicide attempts.
Jesus.
Brooke Rogers broke the story last week.
Oh, so I never heard of all that stuff. What are you guys saying in the comments? Hallucinations, seeing stuff. Is this what the mother was afraid of? Is this why she didn't give the child the Tamiflu? I can't get the flu shot. I got so sick, it made me weak, no appetite. Look up kids suicide and hallucinating taking Tamiflu. Damn. I take birth control well over 10 years. Never got pregnant. Worked for me. Oh, you guys, that's a different conversation. Okay, let's play this. Holy crap.
Week, and since then, other families have come forward. Brooke is live in Dallas with one father's story. Brooke? More about a rare side effect.
All right, so that's it for that. Let's see. Got this already. All right, let's check this out.
More about a rare side effect in.
I already got that. I should have looked into the dark side earlier and had the videos ready. But that's kind of crazy, man. I'll tell you, let me tell you a little experience while I pull this stuff up. When Maddie was sick the last time and we went to the ER 2 times. Well, when she first got sick and she started getting like warm and having a fever, frostborn.
I didn't know that.
Let me close Facebook. She started seeing stuff, like she was seeing spiders. She kept telling me, like my daughter, she's very like already kind of looking around for spiders, you know, like the daddy long legs. So the night she kind of like woke up and she threw up. That was the first thing. And I was like, oh crap. And then she, the next day, that morning, she was like, spiders. But it wasn't like the normal spider thing. Like she was literally like looking at her hands and her arms. She was like, spider. And I was like, it was freaking me out. It scared the shit out of me. But apparently some kids, when they have fevers, they can see hallucinations, not even without taking anything, because she wasn't on anything at the time. So that was kind of a little bit of a scary thing for me. You know, you always got to have a thermometer. You always want to take their temperature, and it's always better to err on the side of caution, you know?
Hallucinations and being paranoid could be so extreme and like this. It was absolutely horrible.
Jesus.
A Knoxville boy suffers from one of the more severe side effects of Tamiflu. This as the flu grips East Tennessee and much of the nation. It is a small percentage, but for some children, the prescription drug Tamiflu can cause abnormal behavior and hallucinations.
WBIR 10 News reporter Luis Fernandez spoke to the mother of a boy who felt those side effects. Luis?
John, Robin, Tamiflu is most commonly used to contain the flu in the first or 48 hours or prevent it from spreading to a healthy person. Now, that's why Emily Jacobson gave it to her son, Kenyon. She wasn't prepared for what would come next. 7-year-old Kenyon Wheeler is best friends with his Labradoodle, Hunter. And his baby sister just got the flu.
And then my son has a suppressed immune system, so we felt it was necessary to give him Tamiflu to try and prevent him from getting the flu.
For the majority of people who take Tamiflu, the worst side effects
This
you'll
is
see
kinda
are
crazy.
nausea, vomiting, maybe an upset stomach. For Kenyon,
It started about the day after he took his first dose.
it was much worse.
He thought that his food was poisoned, that he had poison in his mouth. He wouldn't eat because he thought there were worms in his food.
Abnormal behavior,
Ooh, worms in the food.
hallucinations,
Yeah.
not like Kenyon at all.
It was very, very strange, and we knew something was up.
This behavior continued for a couple of days.
Yeah, when Maddie was hallucinating, it scared the crap out of me because I know what it's like to, you know, because I've tripped before. So I can only imagine a child going through something like that and not understanding what's going on. It was really scary. It was, you know, and it was like very temporary, but I just knew immediately because I'm like so in tune with her. You know, I knew something was up. I wasn't like, what's like, oh, you crazy? Why are you doing that? Be quiet. Like I didn't, that's why you always have to be patient with kids because you never know what they're going through. You know? Carlicia said that let's put your comment here. 16-year-old commits suicide after taking Tamiflu. Bro, what is in Tamiflu? What is the active ingredients? What kind of chemical is in? What is in Tamiflu? Thanks, Elise. Annalise. Get the likes up. Oh, alkaline water. We could talk about that. That's a whole nother topic too. I try to drink alkaline water when I can. When I get the colder flu, I drink alkaline water. Broth and garlic. Elderberry syrup shortens the time sick. With garlic, you're supposed to crush it to get the actual effects. Like there's an active, I don't know if it's called acetylene or amoxicillin or something. You got to actually break up the garlic to get the chemical.
Until finally, after seeking medical help, doctors advised to stop Tamiflu.
I didn't know that hallucinations and being paranoid could be so extreme and like this. It was absolutely horrible. And to see your child go through something like that it's heartbreaking.
There have been.
I know, honestly, seeing some of this stuff, it does kind of make you. I mean, damn, it would make you second guess giving this stuff to your child. So maybe I can't. Maybe she's seen this. The mother knew about this kind of stuff. I mean, it's horrible to think or to even conceive giving your child something and you're not sure of the side effects, what the side effects are going to be. And then let's say your child gets those side effects and your child trusts you to do the right thing. Your child trusts you with their life, So let's say you're just trying to be a good person or you're trying to be a caring person and it has an adverse effect. It's got to be like a horrible feeling. Your child's just trusting you.
And rare reports of hallucinations and psychiatric symptoms in children.
We spoke with pharmacist Brian McCullough at the beginning of the week. He emphasizes in most, Tamiflu can relieve symptoms quickly and prevent transmission of the flu. As for the psychiatric symptoms,
parents are very concerned about this, but in general, they're very rare.
After stopping Tamiflu, Kenyon is again running around with Hunter. And his mom has a message for other parents.
I'm not saying don't take Tamiflu. I'm just saying that be careful and know what to look for in your child.
Now,
So you got to be really attentive, man, with your kids when you're giving them medication. Pay attention how they're reacting, because if they're acting a really bad way or having side effects or an adverse reaction, then you probably want to take them off. We're going to take a look at some more. I have another video here. Let's take a look at this. I've never heard of these crazy side effects before until tonight.
An 8-year-old boy threatens to commit suicide, and now his mom blames the drug Tamiflu for her child's change in behavior.
Now, Alyssa Raymond is at Riley Hospital this morning, but this mother is warning.
I take raw garlic too. I used to take it. I stopped, but I would take 1 clove, and I would actually just take it raw. Like, it's pretty tough, but if you take more than 1, it can really upset your stomach. But I usually take 1 clove, chew it up, and just swallow it. There you go. That's the active ingredient. Yeah. Also, Tamiflu, whatever how you say that, phosphate. Steph said, I recently ran through my house and we're all given Tamiflu and it helped my children get better. Thanks for sharing, Steph. So it's kind of like a roll of the dice. I'm tripping about the side effects. Look at Sunny. No, that is the active ingredient because I do pharmacy. That is an active ingredient. The Alsamar, Tamar, whatever you call it.
Plus, what she says, local doctors told her. Good morning, Alyssa.
Julia, Ben, good morning. This morning, this local mother wants other parents to hear her message, and that message is simple. Do not take Tamiflu.
Damn, she's straight out telling you, don't take this stuff.
Christina Sloan's 8-year-old son, Riley, got the flu last week. She took him to the ER. That's where she says doctors prescribed her son Tamiflu. The next day, she says her son's behavior changed, and it changed so much, she says he started having hallucinations, nightmares, and suicidal thoughts.
All he kept saying was, don't touch me. If you touch me, I'm going to hurt myself. If you touch me, I'm going to kill myself. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, if you try to leave me, I'll run down the road and get hit by a car.
What the hell?
And I just start crying, because
insane.
What 8-year-old talks like that? And where would you hear that from?
Riley spent the next several hours on suicide watch at Riley Hospital. Christina says doctors told her they thought Tamiflu was likely the cause. Christina says her son isn't taking Tamiflu anymore. In fact, she says that after she did some digging online, after hearing all of the stories that she was researching, that she immediately threw Tamiflu away. We did reach out to the company that makes Tamiflu, and they said that they couldn't comment on this specific case, but they did give a list of side effects as well as touched on some of the issues that have been going on with the neurological senses. So we'll have that coming up at 5 o'clock.
Damn. Did I just see that one? No, that's not the one. Hold on a second. Oh, no, this is it. I think this is the one. Boil water, lemon, ginger, honey. Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about that. D says just boil water with lemon.
In one of the most severe.
Lemon, ginger, and garlic. Lemon, ginger, garlic, and organic honey. I like organic honey. I got some organic honey now. That's it. I actually really like too oregano. I used to grow oregano like outside, just in the yard. Oregano is so freaking good, man. Oh my god, the leaves, like putting it in the tea.
Severe flu seasons we've seen in years. Tonight, there is renewed attention on a popular drug used to treat the virus.
A mother is warning all parents about the extreme side effects of Tamiflu. Now, she claims she witnessed them in her young son. Here's Bradley Blackburn.
Hey there, ready to play?
He's the picture of health. So when 3-year-old Zion came down with flu, his mom rushed to the doctor.
They did give him the flu test and diagnosed him with flu at that time, and then prescribed him Tamiflu.
Tamiflu, a go-to antiviral. But after she gave him the medicine, something she didn't expect.
But when he woke up, he was just screaming very loudly. Jeez.
Oh my god, dude.
3-year-old screamed, but this was unusual for hers.
At one point, he went in such a big rage, he started to bang his head on the floor. He was doing this like around the clock, like every second.
She didn't understand, and then she says she read the Tamiflu label, where it says in black and white, pediatric patients may be at an increased risk of confusion or abnormal behavior.
Blank stare.
Bro, I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail of this video because I said don't avoid Tamiflu, but I don't know what to say now. Maybe these people in this group know something we don't. Not that I would advise not taking it, but damn, when you start seeing all this other stuff. Let me take it back real quick. I want to see this kid reacting.
Screaming very loudly. Jeez.
3-year-old screamed, but this was unusual for hers.
At one point, he went in such a big rage, he started to bang his head on the floor. He was doing this like around the clock, like every second.
She didn't understand, and then she says she read the Tamiflu label, where it says in black and white, pediatric patients may be at an increased risk of confusion or abnormal behavior.
Blank stare. It wasn't him.
There have been other troubling cases. This Indiana mom who saw a change in her 8-year-old on Tamiflu.
Said, if you keep touching me, I'm going to kill myself.
Oh, yeah, we saw
Another
this one.
family reportedly
here.
blamed the drug for their teen's suicide. Doctors say side effects are real but rare.
Hallucinations and other psychiatric effects, anxiety is another big one, are a known side effect of Tamiflu, but they're so exceedingly rare.
You know the thing about these people, the experts, and this is why I always say, try to go by your instinct, try to go by your gut, regardless of what anybody's telling you, especially if it comes to your kids, yo. These people here, they're zombies. These people read what the drug manufacturers told them on the package insert, okay? These people are just reading the books that these people wrote for them, and they're just regurgitating, all right? So always research and look up information for yourself, even whatever, regardless of what a doctor tells you. There was some pharmacists not too long ago where they were supposed to give the flu shot, and instead of giving the flu shot, they gave insulin and put 10 people in the hospital. All right, so don't be fooled sometimes with people in a little jacket, little stethoscope thing or whatever. You know, always look at what these people are giving you, see what they got in their hand. Are they reusing the needles? There's some guy in India that gave 900 kids plus HIV. These guys just keep reusing the needle. You know, you got to keep an eye on these people.
Dr. Justin Smith with Cook Children's says Tamiflu can be life-saving, especially for kids at high risk of complications.
And those kids, it has been shown to decrease hospitalization, decrease death.
He says parents should not be scared to give kids Tamiflu if it's prescribed.
We need to be watching our kids for problems.
But know the risk.
He's back to 100%.
And watch closely.
I think parents should really be aware of the side effects.
Bradley Blackburn, Channel 8 News.
Donna's here giving her some of her experience. My grandson was 2.5, 3 years old, woke up screaming, rolling on the bed. I got him on the floor and he kept hurting himself. Didn't have a clue until it was time for a second dose. Same reaction. That's why you got to be really attentive, because if you're not a parent that's attentive or like knows what's going on or just have that kind of common sense, you might continue to give that dose. You know, it's really important to kind of realize what's going on fast. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Got another one. And another one. Download this. Let me see something else. Oh, what else did I want to do besides the side effects? Sorry. All right, so we got through with that. We saw the father's comments. We looked at the GoFundMe, which they have set up if you want to donate to that. This was the one contradicting report by CBS local. This was the only place that I saw that had some sort of contradicting report where they said supposedly the mother did give medication, or she at least told them that she did. I'm hurting so bad right now. They spoke to them. I guess they spoke to the family. I'm hurting so bad right now, and so is his dad and brothers. Our whole family is hurting, and it's like we feel like we failed because we did what we had to do. We called the doctors, we called the hospital, we gave them the medicine we were instructed to give. We did everything. So that was the only article I've seen posting that. So who's being honest, or are they just saying that to cover up? I have no idea. But I just wanted to point that out. That's why a lot of times you have to look at multiple articles because you'll see conflicting reports. I guess the last bit is I want to take you guys through Twitter because Twitter's pretty savage. See what Twitter is saying. And I think that's all I have for the side effects. Yeah. Yeah, that's all we have for the side effects. So I think we're going to look at one more video for side effects, and then we're going to head over to Twitter. Savage world. Savage zone. We could talk a little bit. Let's see, download here. So, get the latest updates. Twitter. Tamiflu. Latest videos. All right, we'll check out the video section. Maybe if they got anything for us here. Oh, Young Snuggle. What happened? I guess they have a troll in the chat or something. What's going on? Young Snuggle. Just ban me. What the F? Just ban me. Okay, sure. If you want it so bad. How do you ban? I don't even know how you ban somebody. Oh no. I don't know. I think I got rid of them. Who knows?
An increased risk. Widely prescribed flu medication has been linked to some disturbing cases of hallucinations, self-harm, and now the side effects of Tamiflu have turned deadly. Lindsay Eaton reports.
Tamiflu. It's a medicine meant to.
Had I known that this was
years old.
Yeah, this is all stuff we saw. We're not gonna look at that again. And we saw this sit down.
To the flu.
His family calling him a vibrant boy who made everyone laugh. We know the boy's name was Najee. Family says he died just days after getting sick, and that family is stunned.
We feel like we failed because we did what we had to do.
Oh, it's the first time I'm hearing this. This is the audio of the mother.
We called the doctors. We called the hospital. We gave them the medicine we were instructed. We did everything.
So far this flu season, more than 1,700 people in Colorado.
To the flu.
His family calling him a vibrant boy who made everyone laugh. We know the boy's name was.
I saw a bunch of comments from people earlier, but now it's like I don't see nothing. There were some people that had a lot of words for the parents. Now I'm not seeing Jack. Well, if that's it, then I guess we'll end the stream here. I don't want to drag it out for you guys. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Tamiflu, man. I have a lot of mixed feelings now about that whole situation. I definitely, the way I feel about flu is I'm not interested in flu. Oh, the whole alkaline thing too. That's a good thing. We should be drinking alkaline water. The other thing too is some companies try to advertise, because I think the perfect balance is what is it, 7.5 alkaline? pH, I mean, I said perfect balance. Well, pH is balanced, but alkaline pH. I think it's 7.5 or 7. Yeah, something like that. Some companies will try to have like a really high number, like 9 or something like that, and it's like false advertising because people just think the higher the number the better, and it's really not. But yeah, alkaline water is supposed to be good for you. I drink it on occasion. I think your body absorbs it better, like you hydrate faster too or something like that when you drink alkaline water. Yeah, I'm not for the flu shot either. Have any of you guys had any bad experiences with the flu before we cut it out? Ice, you must be from Dominican Republic. I am. I'm Dominican. I went on vacation and an older lady gave oregano tea. Dude, it almost killed you. What the hell, that lady? You sure you didn't have liquor? Because these people over there are dying now when they're going to Dominican Republic. I wouldn't even go to Dominican Republic. My family's gone over there. I was like, you better not drink the liquor. There's been people dying over there. Seems like people are tampering with the alcohol or something. But I had oregano here in the States. I did it myself and it was really freaking good. You have to boil it for a really long time until the water starts to turn brown. And it just has like this incredible effect. I used to actually meditate with the oregano. Like I would drink the oregano tea and then go into a dark corner and like meditate. The doctors already know not to try to force anything on us. They try too hard. I mean, eventually they're going to force us. They're already kind of forcing us and taking control of things. You know, even with school, if your child misses a certain amount of days, you get in trouble for that. You know, or whatever. Above 5 is alkaline, so it doesn't matter the number. Then, the more alkaline, the better. I thought it was supposed to be like a balanced in between kind of thing. That's what I thought. Let's see if I have any more notes too for the flu shot. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I have on this for the show tonight. So, if you guys missed a little clip earlier, conversation with Mama, people recommending berries and stuff. Listen, if my child has a 104, 10 whatever fever, I'm not going to be worrying about these natural remedies of potatoes and onions and all this other vitamin D, vitamin C. No. I'll tell you this, take your kid to the hospital, dude. I mean, if you want to do that on the side, you want to give the kid vitamin C and stuff on the side while you're taking medication. But and if you are gonna take thanks, Mama. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you guys contributing and commenting and oh wow, it's been an hour already. Damn it, time flew. Yeah, we'll give it on the side. I mean, a lot of these hospitals too, they're dirty, man. A lot of these hospitals, I'd be cautious where you take your kid. I've heard of so many stories of people dying in a hospital or getting the wrong medication. You know, I remember there was this one guy, man, in the hospital. I had a previous one, there was this guy that like he tried to kill himself. So it didn't work. And he did it with like a shotgun. Like I guess he put like a shotgun to the floor and he pointed it at his face. And it blew it blew his face off to not kill him, but like, dude, he was like missing an eye. His nose was gone. What's up, Everyday Shenanigans? You guys go check out Everyday Shenanigans. She has a good channel. Covers news topics, stuff like that. Blew the eye portion of one of his eyes were gone. His nose, like this stuff wasn't even here. It was just like open. The guy, because he failed to kill himself, he wanted to still kill himself. Can you imagine like you're attempted to kill yourself and you wake up in a hospital and then they had to keep him tied down? So he's tied down on all kinds of drugs and stuff, and they're just keeping him. And not only that, he was placed, but his room was placed like close to the hallway. Like his room literally had a window, like a window thing. So you can see everybody walking by, you can see this guy, and you see him just like he made his life even worse. I'm not sure what happened to that guy, but that was pretty crazy. I remember another story too where this one was kind of sad. There was a story where there was this old couple, and I think the husband was admitted to the hospital, and the nurse comes in and she's like, "Oh, here's your husband's medication." And the nurse is looking at it like, I mean, not the nurse, the wife. The wife is looking at it like, he doesn't get that. What is that? The nurse tells the wife that it's methadone. And she's like, methadone? He doesn't get that. He's like, oh, yeah, the doctor wrote it. It's methadone. Yeah, take your methadone. 100 milligrams of methadone. 100 milligrams of methadone is like, you're like a drug addict. You're trying to get off. It's a high-ass dose. They gave it to this guy, and he died. Just like that. And the nurse reassured that person that it was okay. Thanks, appreciate that. She's cool people. Everyday shenanigans. But I'm going to get some rest. I think I hear my daughter kind of rumbling around in bed. You guys have a great week. Thank you for the support. And as far as flu and vaccines, man, like definitely educate yourself, ask questions. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't ask questions. Because I've heard of people trying to ask the doctor, and the doctor looks at them crazy. Priscilla Jones said, recently had the flu and took the Tamiflu. No bizarre side effects like other people are afraid of. Thanks for sharing that, Priscilla. See, I would say if you're really sick, especially your child, you might want to take the Tamiflu, and knowing what you know, I didn't know about the side effects. Knowing what you know now, give your child a dose and see how they react. If they start hallucinating and going crazy, you stop it and you don't give any more. You know, that's why it's really important to be informed. What's up, Jennifer Brown? You're kind of joining at the end, but there was a bunch of different side effects, like psychotic episodes and stuff like that. But it's supposed to be rare. But we were watching a bunch of videos tonight where it's kind of like really scary. What could happen? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I was going to say something else, but I forgot. I think I had another story, but I forgot though. Oh, and I was going to say too, like if you're somebody, I know people that they're allergic to everything. My sister's allergic to everything. There's some people that anything, they're just allergic to everything. If you're that kind of person, then you might want to be extra cautious. I don't have any allergies to my knowledge. So, yeah. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Take care. Peace.